right, if you will go into your Canvas, find attendance for 11-4. And click on that. Attendance. Today's date is 11-4. When that opens up, you will see up here in the top right, it says submit assignment. Go ahead and click on submit assignment to get your text box. And then we're going to answer these questions here. So remember, like last time in the text box, you're putting number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and we're going to answer these. Since you guys are here, we're going to answer them together. If we were at home remotely, you need to do this and you will have them to answer. So, number 1, we want to give an example of a somatic cell. Remember, I said a somatic cell is a body cell. It's any cell that is not involved in reproduction. So what's the type of cell that's not involved in reproduction? Just name any body cell. Bone cell. What's another one? Nerve cell. Blood cell. Huh? Well, organs have different cells. Well, that's nerve cells. Liver cells, skin cells. Pick one of those for your answer for number 1. Any cell that is not a sex cell. So we listed blood, we listed bone, we listed nerve, skin, liver. So pick one of those. So in the text box, you're going to write number 1. Yep, just one. Number 2, give an example of a sex cell. You only have 2 choices. Sperm or egg. Females have egg, males have sperm. So number 2, write one of those. My room is always the coldest, so you want to. I don't get sun until the afternoon, so it stays cold from the night. Always move my. All right, crossing over. Crossing over happens in prophase 1 of meiosis. What did we say on Monday crossing over was? You're close, but it's not cells. Exchange of genes. So you have your 2 chromosomes here, and they switch parts. So it's an exchange of genes during meiosis. So meiosis. So it's the exchange of genes during meiosis or meiosis. It happens during prophase 1. Happens during prophase 1. All right, what is the purpose of meiosis or meiosis? What do we want to produce at the end? What kind of cells? Somatic or sex cells? Sex cells or gametes. Purpose of meiosis is to produce sex cells. Another name for that is gametes. Also, it would be, you could say, reduce the number of chromosomes. Because you have the sex cells, you have to have half the number of chromosomes, because when the egg and sperm unite, then you get a full set. What's the purpose of mitosis? So when you get a cut, what do you need to happen? It needs to heal. In order to heal, you need to have skin cells. So it is, the purpose is for growth and repair. Growth and repair. Once you do that, click submit. And you're going to go back to modules. Now, Friday, you're going to have one of these. We'll be here tomorrow. You'll have an attendance to do Friday, so you need to make sure you do that at home. All right, today is November 4th, Wednesday. Yesterday was remote learning day. You were supposed to have finished up on the meiosis web quest. You were supposed to have looked at this video, and today, and you were to have looked at the video I posted right here so that you could do this activity. So I want to explain this activity first, and then you're going to work on any of this stuff that you need to work on. But I want to explain this first. So you're going to click on this. Now mine's going to look a little bit different than yours. We haven't used one of these in a while, but you have to click somewhere to get the file. So I think, does it have your name on it? Because mine looks different. Yes, so it says open to attach and submit. So click on the blue button that says open to attach and submit. I have to click here. I have to click a little bit different, or maybe not. I have to click somewhere that's different. Well, I can see everybody that's, all right, open the file for me. Oh, I have to click here. Okay. So eventually you should see this right here. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Does it have two? Yeah. All right. So you have two things here. The first one, I don't care which one you do first. I was hoping the first slide was up there first. You're identifying which one of these goes with matching up the phases of meiosis. I thought it was both mitosis and meiosis. I may have to change the name of that assignment. All right, so prophase 1, we've got nuclear membrane dissolves during this phase. Two distinct cells are visible. Sister chromatids are pulled apart. Chromosomes line up again in the middle. Nuclear membrane form around unique cells. Crossing over occurs in this phase. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to get a line, and I'm going to help you with this first one. Crossing over occurs in this phase. So I went up and clicked on line, and then I drew a line from one to the other. So prophase 1, crossing over, occurs in this phase. So when you click on line up at the top, it gives you all these little purple things. So you can change the color of the line. So if you click on the line, if I go back to my arrow and I click on my line here, I can go up here to line color, and I can choose a different color if I want. I can choose how thick I want it. So you're going to match these up. What might be helpful first is to do the second slide first, because these are the pictures. So it's really helpful here. Look at this, PMAT1, that has a capital I in it. That's Roman numeral 1. It's going to go here. Notice it has, this starts with A. It's going to match up with the A here. T is going to match up with the T. It has a 2. Isn't that pretty simple that way? Oh, that has a 2. And they split it up into 2 different ones here. So I have to scoot this over. Yeah, you're putting them in order, but it actually tells you right here, if you follow along, PMAT, so P with the 1 or the I, and then P with the 2 I's would go here. So P, M, A, T. These all have a 2, and so there we go. So that leaves you to figure out the top one. Once you figure these out, you can flip back here and try to see what's going on in number 1. So look at the rest of these all have that capital I, which is 1. So we know telophase, T comes at the end, and that says late, so it's going to be the very end. They have a second telophase here. Metaphase is going to be after the P, so it's going to be somewhere over here. And here's prophase 1. All right, so if you look here, prophase 1, the chromosomes are real close, like they're touching. And by the time they get in metaphase, you see that they switched place, or some of the pieces switched places. That means it was crossing over. That's why I put in prophase 1, crossing over. Oh, don't worry about that. This was a part of another slide, and I took it out. We did it together, so it's right. All right, which one of these has 2 distinct cells? When's the first time you see 2 distinct cells? Yep, 2 different cells. When's the first time you see 2 cells? We start off with 1, and when do we see 2 individual cells? The first box that has 2 cells, which one? All right, telophase 1 late. So if I go back over here, where it says 2 distinct cells are visible, I'm going to go down to telophase 1. And if I want to match my line, the way I had it. I don't know, I think it was on 4. Something like that.
How did the other ones go?
They're in order from the letters. If it starts with a P,
No, I need the other slide. Too.
but they go in order based on their name. It's given to you right here. Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's given to you right here. It starts with a P and it has a 2. And that's how it goes on here. It's real simple. The answer's given there. All right, so, all right, chromosomes line up again in the middle. So again means it's the second time they line up in the middle. So which one would that be? When's the second time they line up in the middle? Telophase? Just lined up in the center.
I don't know. I don't have that.
Metaphase 2. So if we come over here, we're going to get our line again. And I'm coming down here, line up in the middle. Again, it's metaphase 2. So I'm going to, I wish this would just keep it the same. All right. Well, right now you need to sit down and follow along with what we're doing. And then I can get you caught up later. All right. All right, chromosomes with sister chromatids attached. So they're still X's and they're being pulled to opposite ends. So which one where they're still X's but they're being pulled to opposite ends? Not 2, but 1. 2 here, they're pulled apart, so they look like V's. Here, they're still attached. So I'm going to go get my line. Chromosomes right here. Still attached. That's going to be anaphase 1. So that you can see it, I'm changing my color. You guys don't have to change your color. Let y'all see it. Let's see. All right, sister chromatids are pulled apart. What is the other pulling apart and going to opposite ends? We already used anaphase 1, so what's the other one? Anaphase 2. So I'm going to get my line here, and I'm going to go here to here. And I'm changing mine just so y'all can see it again. Two cells. All right, this one, we don't see it in the pictures, but notice we have 2 cells from PMAT1 begin to condense their chromosomes. So 2 cells from PMAT1 are right here. The next thing is prophase 2. And they don't show you that they're getting fatter. So this is going to be prophase 2. And let me make that bigger. Let's see. All right, nuclear membranes form around 4 cells. Which one do we have 4 cells? Telophase 2. This is what I was trying, why I did this is there is one that will have 2 answers. So telophase 2. Now all of them should have a line right now, But I have one box left right here. So I'm gonna get my line. Whoops. And this one is actually Prophase 1. And it can also be Prophase 2. Whoops. Oh, come on. I want 2 lines from here. Or,
What about metaphase?
I said the wrong thing about crossing over then. I thought crossing over was in, I bet it's in metaphase 1. I could have sworn it was in prophase. All right, let me check. Crossing over may have to be moved to metaphase 1. Let me double check. I thought it was prophase 1. I thought that's what we said yesterday, Monday. It's prophase 1. They don't have one for metaphase 1. So metaphase 1, we do not have one based on how these are written. Nuclear membrane dissolves can actually go in prophase 1 and 2. If I can get it to actually do a second line. Because it actually does this in both. And there is nothing for metaphase 1 in here. They left that one out. So does everybody have that? Take it off the lines. You got them? Okay, all of that, I didn't see it. All right, and you got the second part? And you can submit. Remember that on this one, you may have to go back 1 tab to submit. It gets confusing on this one. Did you figure out how to submit?
Yeah.
All right, did you figure out how to submit? I'll put that up on that in just a minute. Prophase 2 can also be that first one, that nuclear right there. Okay, hold on, I'll get back there in a minute. All right, so if you've already submitted, you need to go back and see what you have left to complete. We're going to review tomorrow in class. And we're testing Friday. All right, let me stop.